Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I am coming on today to do my TBR for Nonfiction November. This readathon will be going on through the entire month of November and is being hosted by abookolive, and I will link her announcement video down below. I have participated in this readathon. I know I did it last year. I can't remember if I did it the year before or not. I don't think I did. But there are some readathons that I enjoy most of the readathons I participate in, but there are some of those that I really enjoy because I would not normally read these books. Contemporary-a-thon is another one, and of course, Nonfiction November is one also. I don't normally tend to gravitate towards nonfiction books, so this kind of gives me a push to find nonfiction books that I might enjoy and to read them. So, there are 4 prompts, and they are just words. Some of these are a little stretch, but when I was looking through the nonfiction books, these are the ones that spoke to me, and so these are the ones that I picked. And at the end, I actually have one that I want to read that I own that I didn't really have a challenge for, but I might read it anyway. And then another one I have to recommend to you if you are looking for a book for Nonfiction November and looking for something a little different. So, yeah, so if that's, I'm going to do at the end. So our first word for Nonfiction November is design. Now, you can kind of do whatever you want with these words. And so because I don't really I'm not really a fashion girl. If you've seen any of my videos where you see me, you can tell I don't usually wear makeup. I mean, I am all about comfort, and fashion is just not something. I mean, I love to watch, like Project Runway and that kind of stuff. But for me, myself, I don't really like that. And then I'm not really one of these people that are into interior design either. So for this one, I kind of went on a limb a little bit. And for this, I chose The Good Neighbor, The Life and Work of Fred Rogers by Maxwell King. And like I said, it's kind of a stretch, but he had to design his sets. He had to design the program for, his show, because there wasn't really anything like it at the time. So I kind of stretched it a little. And this is basically the story of Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which I read as a kid and loved. And now as an adult, I appreciate it so much more because of all the things that he had to fight for to get his show the way he wanted it and the way he thought it would benefit children. So I'm really excited. And unfortunately, the only book my library had was the large print, which I normally don't read. But I'm just going to have to kind of deal and, oh, there's pictures and stuff. Oh, that's cool. I love books when books include pictures. But yeah, so that's the first one. The next word is sport. Now, I am not really a sports person. So I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do for this one. And then because I just typed in my library, because I wanted physical books for this. So I just typed in nonfiction and a bunch of books came up. And then I kind of researched on what they were about. But this one came up, and it's called Mind and Matter, A Life in Math and Football by John Urschel and Louisa Thomas. I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. But this is about a man who, as a kid, loved math and excelled very much at math. And then when in high school, he discovered football, and also he excelled in football. So he got a scholarship and this is all in the blurb, so I'm not spoiling anything, because of course I haven't read it yet. But he played football for Penn State and got a scholarship. And I'm not sure if it was for football, the scholarship was for football, or it was an academic, or maybe it was a little bit of both. But after that, he went on to the Baltimore Ravens, I think it was. Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens. And he also pursued a PhD in mathematics from MIT. So yeah, but this is basically his story about how all that happened. And it sounded kind of interesting. It wasn't just a sports angle. It kind of was a different kind of an angle. So yeah, I'm hoping I really like this. And like I said, it's something a little different that, and that one fits more. The next word is true. Now, this one is kind of, I was like, oh my goodness. So I kind of, because I mean, all nonfiction books are true. So this one's kind of like wide open. But I went for more like true, like seeking truth, for something being true. And some people are not going to want to read this book or not going to like this book. But I am a Christian. I'm Mormon. If you guys didn't know, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So, that is, my religious beliefs are important to me. And I had actually seen this movie, and so I've really wanted to read this book for a while. And that is The Case for Christ, a journalist's personal investigation of the evidence for Jesus by Lee Strobel. So this is, him seeking truth. So true. I don't know. That's how I interpreted it. So, and it's not a very big book either. So I should be able to get through it fairly quickly, and maybe find some interesting perspectives that I didn't think about, and maybe some more, just, I don't know. I just wanted to read it. So, and if you guys have read any of these, let me know, especially this one, because I'm really hoping it's good because, like I said, I've been wanting to read it for a while. Now, the last word is voice. This one I saw and thought, oh, okay. And this is called Nevertheless We Persisted, 48 Voices. So it actually has voice, of defiant strength and courage. And it's got a foreword by Senator Amy Klobuchar. And this is just different stories, different people that persisted through whatever, and so obviously, I mean, it's very extremely diverse. Oh, and I'm wondering if these are caricatures of all the people that oh, that would be cool, because there's 47. Huh. Well, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, it's just different, different people's journeys and their voices. So I thought that would be a cool one to read. And I've never heard of this one. So yeah, my library had it. And I was just like, hey, yeah, But those are the 4 that I'm reading, that I'm definitely going to read. Another book that I really want to get to that I was supposed to read last year, for Nonfiction November, and I just didn't, and it's called Please Stop Laughing at Me, One Woman's Inspirational Story, by Jody Blanco, and she was bullied as a child, and this is just about her story and how she overcame bullying, and this is my book. I own this one. I got it at Ollie's. But yeah, I really wanted to read this. I really like reading bullying stories that end up positive, like, that they learn something from it, or they teach others from it, and they just don't let the bullies beat them. So I really like stories like that. So I'm hoping I can get to this one also. And it could actually fit in true or voice, for this readathon. So maybe if I really want to read this and not something, I don't know, we're just gonna work with this. Now, for the book that I'm going to recommend, I have read this. I read it in college. I actually took an AIDS class. It was a marvelous class. And I'm old. I graduated high school in 92. So this was probably mid-90s when I took this class. So, yeah, because I'm old. But I am not going to read this for this because I want to save this, my reread, for Queerlit Readathon, which is happening in December. So you'll hear about that later. But there is actually a nonfiction category, or a prompt in that. And so I want to save this for that. But this is And the Band Played On by Randy Schiltz. I do not hear about this book anymore, and that makes me sad because AIDS is still a thing. It still, is killing people. It still needs to be spoken about. And a lot of people still don't understand what happened at the beginning. And this book it's a journalist. And so it is based on facts, interviews, things like that. And he goes through, and it starts actually in the 70s. It starts. You guys are going to hear Christopher because he just came home from school. But it starts in 76. So it starts July 4th, 1976, and then it goes on and goes through what the government does. And this particular copy actually has a listing of different people and what they did. You know, and how they kind of, you know, fit into all of this. It also, if you're doing Nonfiction November and doing Tome Topple, this book would fit fine because it's 600, right around 600 pages. So if you are participating in both, this would work for both. But yeah, I highly recommend this to everybody, that everybody should read this. It is a wonderful book. I learned a lot. It will make you angry. It will make you sad. And just like I said, I don't hear anybody talking about this book, and a lot of people haven't heard about this book. So yeah, definitely consider this if you're doing Nonfiction November, and especially if you're doing Tome Topple too, because I mean, it is a chunker, but from what I remember, it went by really fast. But you will see this again, like I said, in December, because I will be reading it for that. So, but anyway, guys, this is my Nonfiction November TBR. Let me know down below if you are participating. And yeah, thank you for watching. And please remember to always, always be kind to one another. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.